Hello and welcome to DFS Coach Talk. I am Joe Sarvati, affectionately known as Coach, and I am joined by the one and only Miss Deb Lutz. First of all, Deb, happy Mother's Day.
Well, thank you very much. You've given me a gift. You're letting me sleep in.
Yeah, we're doing this Saturday night, late night here for the Sunday card, the 2-game slate. We wanted to get this in there. Originally, I just totally forgot. I was like, what time on Sunday? And I realized, whoops. So there we go. So we are completely prepared, though. We've been talking about these games. Obviously, our Mavericks and Suns, we've paid a little bit close attention there. So how about those Mavs in that last game?
Yep, they shut them down. They came home and the defense came to play and making a series of it.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about where was the defense in those first 2 games, but yeah, it showed up. That was pretty intense basketball. I just hope they can follow through with it. We'll see.
It's going to be a good series. It's
my
been
son
a
will
good
be at the
series.
game.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I got him tickets for he and his girlfriend for his birthday last week.
Wow, that's awesome.
He'll be there. He's pumped. He is pumped.
I bet.
Well,
That's cool.
Well, we're going to dive in here, and then we'll post this evening. So if anybody has a chance to check it out, you'll have plenty of time. And then in the morning as well for the Sunday slate. So let's, first of all, I want to thank our presenting sponsor, Prizepicks. Go to prizepicks.com, sign up with the promo code Coach Talk. They will match you dollar for dollar on that first $100 deposit by using that Coach Talk promo code. All right, 2 games. Weird here. The orders change for the first time. Phoenix and Dallas being the early game. It's 3:30 p.m. Eastern. And in that game, we've got Phoenix -2. So Dallas, a home dog, which should fire them up a little bit. And the total in this game, 215. So respecting the defenses a little bit more. The only designations right now is we've got Torrey Craig doubtful and Tim Hardaway remains out. So we know the usual suspects here are going to be ready to go with it. And a couple things real quickly here. And looking at that last game, Deb, let's attack Phoenix first of all. Interesting that the shots were spread out and that Chris Paul with 7 turnovers.
That was, I mean, I didn't look back to see when the last time was that he had 7 turnovers, but that turnover assist to ratio, he's probably never had that before.
I don't know if he's ever had that 4 assists, 7 turnovers. Now, yeah. I was trying to, I watched back some of it. I'm trying to look into it now. Did Dallas just really change up the defense to screw him up, or did he just have too much fun? It was his birthday, so maybe he went out the night before.
Right. He pulled a James Harden.
He may have, because, in watching it, I just think he had some just very, very uncharacteristic turnovers. Yeah. And that certainly, dug them a bit of a hole, because statistically they are not used to that at all, because he has 7 turnovers in a month, let alone 1 game. So that I thought was pretty bizarre.
Dallas has his number, I think.
You think?
Yeah. I mean, I think, if you look again at the assists that he's getting, I mean, he was regularly double-digit assists, and he really hasn't come close in the 3 games. So I don't think that changes. I think you said it the other night that they cut off the passing lanes and the easy alley-oops, and not happening.
And I'll tell you, Reggie Bullock's done a fantastic job too. I mean, I always knew he was a terrific perimeter defender, and I couldn't believe that we were able to grab him from the Knicks, because he was a key player. And look what happened to the Knicks. I mean, he left. Right. They got rid of him, a couple players, and they went from 4th seed to out of the playoffs. So you got to be able to defend, with people facing up to the basket. And Bullock's done a great job. There's no doubt. But anyway, looking at these numbers, again, the shots were interesting. Bridges 14, Crowder 12, 8 and 12, and Booker 13, and Paul 9. So, an interesting spread of the shots. I was a little surprised that Ayton wasn't more effective. I don't know what the deal was there. Not the worst game, but 16 points, 11 rebounds is fair, but he didn't look totally plugged in, no fouls at all. So I don't know how you go to that, but
Yeah.
I don't know. What was your take on Phoenix, and how do you think they'll adjust for this game 4?
Yeah, I think one of the things was that Booker took so few shots. I mean, Booker needs to take 20 shots a game in
Minimum,
order
yeah.
for them to win. So I think they're going to look to get Booker hot early. And then to your point, I mean, Ayton's, we've said all along with Dallas's interior D, Ayton should be feasting,
Yeah.
but they're not getting it to him that much. And I was happy to see he at least had the rebounds last night.
Right.
But other than that, yeah, he seems to, again, he's sort of disappearing. So I think you got to get the ball to those two guys, and Paul's the man to do it. So he's got to up his game a bit. The thing that always makes me nervous about Phoenix is that they spread it around so much, right? They really play a team game. So it's really hard from a DFS perspective to start to pay up for even for a Booker. He's at 9K on FanDuel, 8,400 on DK, and that's just too expensive when he's only putting up 13, 14 shots. So I'm going to be staying away from Booker and Paul tomorrow, given that it's back in Dallas. Dallas is going to be fighting hard for their home court. And I'm going to go with more of the value plays this time with Phoenix. I think we've been doing really well with Crowder, and he's still fair at 5,400 on DK.
Yeah.
Bridges is still getting 44 minutes. And so I think he's, particularly from a cash perspective, I think he's a great play at 6,000 on DK, 6,300 on FanDuel. And I'm still gonna stand behind Cam Johnson. He did not have a good game again, but I think he's due. I think given his size, he should play well against this team. And he's getting real cheap at 4,100 on FanDuel and 4,200 on DK.
He is. I was surprised only 16 minutes though.
Yeah, yeah, that was really odd. I mean, I don't know if it was because they were behind the whole time, so they were sticking with their top 5, or it was because Crowder was playing so well. But I expect him to get mid-20s minutes and do a little better this next game.
Yeah, and I expected it. I did, and he just really has not stepped up. But again, it's his first time through this though too. He's a youngster, so I mean he's not had the the grizzled minutes of Paul and some of these guys. So he's pretty young, but he hasn't had a major role in the past. But I'm with you. The thing is though, I as a Mavs fan though, I'm worried about is I'm concerned about Booker. I think that's the guy that could go crazy, like 40 real points kind of guy. And that's my fear for this game. I think that the strategy is going to be, like you said, let's get him the ball. Let's get him going. He has to be a key component of that offense. Yeah. It's that simple. So I think I'm actually going to sell out on Booker and go with him. And, it's going to be hard watching when you go with the key guy from the opposite squad. But,
I'm the other way, not taking the key guy. So it's funny. We're going the opposite.
I know. I just feel like Monty's, if he doesn't get 22 shots up, I would be shocked. I think that's the minimum, maybe 28 shots. I think he's going to shoot the ball. I think they're going to get him the ball. They're going to run stuff for him, but we'll see. The Mavs have to respond. Brunson's been playing what a tough game he had. Wow. That was crazy how good he played.
Yeah. Well, I was impressed. He came back after having a disastrous game the night before or the game before. So
it's a great bounce back.
Definitely.
Well, let's dive into Dallas. I guess the $1 million question is: do you just is Luka to the point of plug and play, 25 shots again, or is there a way around it? What do you think?
You said it the other day. I mean, it's sort of with the real points that he's going to be getting. How do you stay away from him? So, the only difference for this, this slate is that Embiid is back. And I was surprised how many minutes Embiid got the last game. If he, he'll get even more this game. So could he be back at his, at his 50, 55 points? And then if that's the case, then you may have to make a call between Luka and Embiid. But I'm going to actually try and look at a lineup that gets both of them in. And
it's possible. There's enough value to do it.
Yeah. So I like Luka. I'm sticking with Luka. I mean, like you said, those usage rates are off the charts. Everything goes through him. So how they're going to be fighting. They got to win this one in order to have a chance. So I'm behind Luka tonight.
Yeah, I think I am too. I mean, I agree with you though. The Embiid situation is very tempting. I mean, there's no question about it. And I expect him, to get close to full minutes because they have to win as well. In both of these series, it's still 2-1 Miami and 2-1 Phoenix. So home game must wins, basically across the board. So plus, as great as Brunson played, I think he may, regress a little bit. And there's just no denying Luka, 39.6% usage is off the charts. And, just like today, the reason we cashed today is because same scenario. You just can't chase Giannis's raw points. And he was, I mean, you just sort of got to make it work. Yeah. I'm with you.
Yeah. Congrats on the cashing today.
Oh, thank you. I mean, we're hopefully just getting hot now. Now this is the stretch where we're going to get red hot. What about the rest of Dallas's?
I like Bullock. I like Bullock at 5,200 for this game. I think he's streaky, and I think he's back. He's hitting his threes, and he's going to be out there on defense. So he'll get some usage just by the minutes that he's out there. And I will consider Kleba. 4,900 on DK and FanDuel. He's one of the best value plays on the slate. And so he's going to be in my consideration set, might even be the choice I go to for center in some cases. Yeah,
I agree. I mean, he played 33 minutes. We called it before this last game. We said, 100% Kleba, he's basically going to get the minutes and, going to get some shots up. He only took 4 threes, which in 33 minutes, you would think he would have got more up. But, 14 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds at his price is very doable. And Powell's pretty much played himself off the floor. He is not playing well at all. But I'm with you on Bullock and Finney-Smith. They're going to play 42 minutes, whatever, in that neighborhood. And at their prices, it does make some things work,
Agreed.
Are you off?
How about Boban? Can we get Boban in there?
Boban? Yeah, 100% Boban.
Yeah.
All right. Let's dive into game 2 and see what we've got there. With the early line is Miami is an underdog in this game, Deb. Philadelphia is favored by 1.5, but the total's only 207. And after that last fiasco, what did Miami have? 79 or something?
Oh my God. It was 38 at the half or something. It was crazy.
It was unbelievable. I'll click on that now. We'll do a little check of that game. But I guess my first question, are you stacking the Suns Mavs like we've been doing? Or do you think this will be a little bit more realistic this time?
I think, no, I think it's still going to be the lower scoring game for sure. So there's more, more to be had, but I think, I think Miami's gotta bring it back, given how little they scored offensively. The guy that honestly, I think he was a distraction was Lowry. And the question is, he certainly didn't help the team at all.
No.
And the question is he just, not healthy and not gonna help, or can he really come back to the Lowry of old and help the team? So I'm not going to totally stack. I'll have a few key players in this game, and spend a little money too. So it'll be a little bit more fairly balanced.
Well, I'll tell you, I can't believe how bad Lowry was, but I get it. He's hurt. But what about that game from Bam? My goodness.
He was non-existent.
34 minutes, 2 for 9 from the field with 3 rebounds.
Yeah.
I mean, is he that intimidated by Embiid?
Yeah, shows you, right? Shows you the difference Embiid makes based on, look at the last 2 games he had. So, yeah, I'm not going back to Bam.
Well, the sad thing is when we did this podcast on Friday, Embiid wasn't supposed to play.
Right.
It was after we did the podcast that it came out that he was going to play. And if you remember, Bam was a key play for me because what I mentioned was I think Embiid is, possibly the best interior defender other than Rudy Gobert in the entire league, even with the injuries and everything else he's dealing with. And man, did that show, because they got nothing inside at all.
Yeah. I think it happens again. I think Embiid is, on a mission here. And he's, probably getting used to his, face mask. So I think you'll see him shoot a little more. And I think the defense will be there. So I'm going to stay away from Bam again. I don't think Bam's been soft. He has had some good games, but, against the weaker defenses, defensive interior. And I'm going to stay away.
I know, I am too, and I'm shocked because I did not think he played soft. He had always played pretty hard, but I mean, one thing that did show again in this game is Jimmy Butler's just so much the alpha on this team. It's not even funny. And, the question is, how do you get him in there? I've got to make the decision, am I going to go with Devin Booker, or am I going to go, with Jimmy Butler? I don't know if I can play both if I'm playing Luka.
I don't think you can. And, what's crazy is that on DK, Butler is 8,900.
I know.
He's 10-4 on FanDuel, so 1,500 apart. But on DK, how can you not go with him?
I mean, you pretty much have to, and that discrepancy is ridiculous. 89 is a little cheap. A 10-4 is too much. I mean, that's overpriced. But I get it. I mean, he's dominating the important possessions. There's no question about it. But that makes it tough because first of all, I'm going to play more guys from that first game again. I've done that each game in the series, but the big determination with Miami is obviously a 10-4 for FanDuel. It makes it so hard to go with him. And then if you don't take Bam, so do you go Miami at all? Because really, who's left that's really reliable? Hero?
Yeah. No, I don't think Hero is that reliable, particularly with Lowry playing. I mean, I'm actually, I've got the GPP, so I'm actually considering Lowry for the GPP.
Wow.
Because taking a gamble that if he plays, that he's healthy enough, and maybe he just had to shake that rust off from the first game. But he's a veteran, and he's from Philly, and so he needs to show that he can help his team get to the team. He hasn't won a championship yet, right? So. He's got to
one in Toronto.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yep.
Yeah. And that's why I play. I mean, I played him this last game. I thought, if he's going to play 25, 30 minutes with his leadership, let's get him in there. 0 for 4. I mean, wow.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
So I may take a chance on him, but you're right. Otherwise, I mean, I don't really have anyone else, Oladipo as a value play, but for me, I'm going to try and I think Butler on DK is definitely the play. On FanDuel, probably not.
The guy I end up with every every single slate? Max Strus.
Strus. I knew it.
And he's not bad. He took
No.
11 shots. All of them were threes. How cool is that? The problem with Strus, though, is he doesn't do a whole lot else. He's scoring dependent, but he's just cheap. And you tell me you're going to get double-digit threes up at that price, I may go back again. I can't believe how many games in a row I played Max Strus.
That's why I'm going to switch it up and go to Oladipo, because I think he just contributes more at the same price. But those are the two guys. Yeah, I mean, they're the the minutes that they get, they're the cheapest two guys on the slate. So
they are. And, it's hard because I like them both, but they're going to steal minutes from each other. If one of them gets hot, it could take away from the other. So it's hard to play both. But no, I agree with you completely. All right. Well, how about the Philly side? Now with knowing Embiid's in, knowing the situation now, that changes absolutely everything. So what's the initial look here? I can tell you that if it helps any, Embiid did play 36 minutes.
36 minutes. Seconds. Can you believe that?
I can't believe that. No.
I was shocked by that.
18 points, 11 rebounds, which is just average for him, but still, it's amazing. It muddies the waters, though, because you look at the shot attempts here. Harris 13, Embiid 12, Maxey 11, Harden 11. So now you've got that dilemma. And then somehow, some way, Danny Green must have sold his soul to the devil because he hit 7 threes.
It was crazy, right?
Good Lord.
Yeah, well, that's not going to happen again. But I'm all in on Embiid. I think they increase the number of the how they get the ball to him, his usage, and he's actually at 9,800 on DK, pretty inexpensive. So I'm all in on him. I'm not touching Harden with a 10-foot pole.
No.
I mean, and I'm also going to be off of Harris. I think that his price has come up a bit because of the last few games, and he has delivered. But I think that Embiid's going to take some of that usage away, just enough that he's going to be under what I'm looking for given his pricing. Yeah. And then Maxey, I like Maxey, and he did come through the last game. I think the 6,700 on DK is really reasonable. I certainly like him better than like a hero. Yeah. So if I can fit him in, I will. And so having two from Philly and 1 or 2 from Miami, but he's probably about, kind of mid-range for me on my list. Who do you like better, Maxey or Brunson?
I like Maxey better. I think Maxey and Embiid are the two probably strongest plays. Harris has had a terrific series. I mean, he was only 4 for 13, but he did have 10 rebounds and 8 assists, 2 steals. I mean, he's had a nice series, but I mean, it seems to me the trend is, it's go to Embiid as much as possible, and Maxey's going to get you a lot of stuff in transition and spotting up. Harris seems to get lost in the shuffle a little bit. So the problem for me, though, Deb, is I'm having salary issues here because I can't. I mean,
can't get
if I had to do my lineup now, Embiid wouldn't make it. And I know, and that could be a big mistake, but I want to try to get Booker in there. I want to, I'm thinking about Butler. If I go Luka, I'm going to have to go super cheap at center, like a Kleba or something like that. But I think Maxey's the play for me from the Philly side. I just like his consistency. And I mean, he's running the show. Harden's really the second. Who would believe Harden's just vanishing like this? But
totally.
Yeah. So, we'll see.
All right.
I'm interested. There's going to be a lot of builds that are, Embiid and Luka and a lot of value. And then, there's no way you can fade both of them, but I think fading one of them is reasonable. Just because you get some salary relief with some of the mid-level guys. So, but there's a lot of different strategies. There's no question about it.
There are.
This is a
interesting.
tough one. All right, let's dive into Prize Picks and knock that out.
You got it.
I'll give you my first pick, and you're going to laugh at me because we've talked about it a million times here, and when we let off the show with it, I refuse to believe that 37-year-old Chris Paul is not going to bounce back, and I'm playing him over 8.5 assists, Deb. I think he goes 12, 13 assists, maybe 2 turnovers. He'll go back to the Chris Paul that everybody knows, because it wasn't like Dallas just totally changed their defense and blitzed them. He just had a complete, I was out all night at the club for my birthday and I wasn't ready to play. So
yeah, I almost wonder though. I mean, is it just that Dallas has really figured out how to guard him?
I think Bullock's done a hell of a job, and Dallas does defend well out there. But I'm telling you, in the playoffs, in crunch games, the veterans usually step it up.
Yeah, and Paul's been known to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I hope I'm wrong. Not if our listeners are.
I hope you're right.
Not if our listeners are playing it, but
exactly
for the Mavs' sake. So, what about you? What's your top pick?
Yeah, so I really like Jimmy Butler projected over 1.5 steals.
Nice.
If you look at his his steals in the last 5-6 games, he's hit over that every single game. So. And he's going to be playing hard, and he's going to be playing a lot of minutes in this one.
Yeah, I was surprised that was only 1.5. Usually you would think that would move to 2 because he's been consistent there. Yeah. So I have a similar pick. I'm going Dorian Finney-Smith over 1.5 blocks and steals because, he's a good defender. He's in the mix all the time, 40-some minutes. I mean, you should get a deflection or block here and there, wouldn't you think?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think so. I like that one a lot, actually. I think that's a good one.
Just the opportunity should be there. That's the key. Do you have a second play?
I do. I've been debating between 2. I am going to go with Joel Embiid, either over 10.5 rebounds or over 36.5 points, rebounds, and assists.
Okay, that makes sense. And then they'll eventually add fantasy score up there too. They've been waiting, till closer to put that up. So that might be a nice one for Embiid as well.
To look at, yeah.
Yeah. So that is it.
All right.
Definitely, if you want more information, we'll be posting lineups tomorrow, or when you're listening to it, probably today, Sunday. For Mother's Day, we're not doing the live podcast. We're going to have it up there Saturday night. So you'll be able to watch that throughout the day, but we will add information, add some Prize Picks plays, put our lineups together and post them 30 minutes before lock. So 3 p.m. Eastern, Deb and I will be posting those. So if you want to join us and get more information in Discord, it's dfscoachtalk.com. Can sign up for as little as 3 days for $10, and you get all of our action of everything we've got going: baseball, basketball, golf, the whole 9 yards. So we would love to have you. Also, thank you to Prize Picks for being the presenting sponsor here. PrizePicks.com. First sign up, they'll match you dollar for dollar up to $100 with the promo code Coach Talk. So that is it, Deb.
All right. Hey, we did it in under 30 minutes.
We did? It's a miracle. Well, I hope you have a phenomenal Mother's Day, except for the Suns' performance.
That's going to be my Mother's Day gift.
Oh, no. Now I feel bad. Well, thank you as always. And I guess we'll be back for a big game 5 coming up when they head back to Phoenix. So
sounds good.
We will certainly be back for that one. Thanks again. And happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. We've got so many women now that are part of what we're doing at Coach Talk, thanks to Deb and our team. So, we hope you all have a great day and hope these picks help you have a takedown. Not that's how I can make you happy, Deb. No Suns win, but a
You
huge
got it.
optimal takedown
I
in
might take
DFS.
that.
All right.
I might take that. Awesome.
You got it. All right. Well, thank you everyone for listening, and we'll certainly be back again tomorrow when we look to crush it in DFS and Prize Picks.